An unknown at the beginning of the season. Rise has proven time and time again, and with 3 seconds, we're looking at a potential moment for Rise to think about, even at the very start.
For those of you out there joining us for your first ever Rocket League event, yes, the favorites of the tournament are called Moist Esports, and yes, we completely own that. Now it's up to Fury to change that narrative, to give South America their chance, their closest chance at winning not just a major, a world championship. The winners of the London Major versus the winners of Gamers 8. There are no 2 teams that came into this world championships with a better run of form.
It's a brutal, brutal start, brutal match for Furia, and it might be Brewers Rise! Blocked out by Yan, South America's best.
You see, that 1v1 situation, Yanks was waiting and waiting and waiting, so patient until he got the chance, and now, and this is scored from the king! And this match is tied to 1.
They've gone the other way. Carter's read him like a book. And that's as easy as it gets. Furia tied up.
Put it on the pinch for him. Hit it like a golf club. Sent it to the other side. 1 each. Furia answering back there, doing it quickly, but this could go against them. Had to be aware, but this is what I'd like to hear from Furia. Setting players up in the midfield. They will not allow Moist to force all 3 players onto their own back line. But Furia needs to make sure they maintain boost control, because if that goes wrong, the support won't be around.
They want to impose their tempo, their playstyle, because they were not able to do so against G2. And that's why G2 took advantage of them. They were, G2 attack every single time, and Furia was on the defensive. But this time, if they're able to use Kaio on the midfield, things might be a little bit different. Oh my god! Jojo! In between everyone!
You can see why it's so difficult to defend Moist. All 3 members can do something. And Joyo out of nowhere has found the goal.
Unreal. The vision to get that ball back over to him. Unmatched. Furia back down yet again. We'll have ourselves a best of 7. Both teams will have access to a timeout as Card takes the shot and never open it.
Moist is not defending at net. They really are just focusing on offense the whole time. Beautiful pass by Kaio. They should know better. They should know that by now that Kaio really goes for those passes. He's not going to be attacking the whole time.
But who's going to expect that the Spring MVP would miss that ball? That would push it forward. Moist taken out of the game. And it's going to be down to whether they can clean up that midfield to determine whether they can stop getting scored on.
Kaio was going for the bump on that one. The bumps have been proven lethal. Time and time again, if you're able to get those demos, those bumps, you take a third of the opposing team's defense, you're much more able to get some offense going on.
What we're trying to do today is crown the best team in the world. And in order to do that, it's not necessarily about playing the best Rocket League that you've ever played. It's about transferring the best Rocket League that you can into the highest pressure situation. As Joyo dances over the top of 1, even gets a set up. In comes Rise. He's 1-on-1. Card up, and Card nowhere near it.
You can't stop him. You get towards the net. You see Rise, and you fall to the flick.
And the beautiful thing is that you knew exactly what Jojo was trying to do. However, even though you knew it, you were not, two players from Furia were not able to defend that one. So Jojo makes the setup very well, and then the goal just was written by itself. Now, we're in the mid of the match. Furia trying to tie this match once again, but will they be able, the King, going, trying to get the reset over Jojo, and this time Jojo was very good on the defense.
BDS waiting in the semi-finals. A lot of times you look towards these matchups, you're not after just a win, you're after a dominant win at that. Set yourself up for the shortest amount of time on the stage in order to go towards that World Championship, pick up the trophy. Yeah, now up against Vatira, good first block, does need the support, and it does arrive. Moist starting to prioritize that defensive rotation a little bit more now. They've been stung twice. Don't want it to happen again, especially with less than 2 minutes remaining and 1 goal lead as Vatira comes in.
Wow.
But he can find the angle.
They're finding comfort here, Moist. We know how they've stepped up in every situation in the winter split against the North American crowd and the spring split to win it all. And this is why they get that lead, and now they're seeing comfortability, good rotation, and a clean finish.
Yeah, and not only the good rotations, but making your opponents uncomfortable. They were in a bad situation. Caio didn't know what to do. He was, do I go for the ball and then maybe get dunked on? Or do I let it go and try to go for the ball after he passes the net? But neither was a good option for Caio, which now is attacking, trying to get the pass for Yanks. Yanks a little bit too far behind, and Jojo was able to defend.
Smart defense once again from Vatira. 1 minute and a half remaining. If he's waiting, if he's patient, it's going to be very difficult for Furia to score on. We'll be looking at all three of them. Yanks, Card, Caio have been stepping up in this tournament.
Card off the backboard, doesn't get the reset shot. It's Caio to put in another one. Of all three players back, you're going to need something special. And that one, not special enough.
That was probably the best shot that Yanks could do at that time, but again, Rice was very well set up in defense. He was waiting for that. He was expecting it. I mean, it doesn't matter how good the shot was. If you were really, really expecting it and you were very well in good position, then you have the chance to defend it.
It's the time for Furia. Step up on that aggression a little bit. The passes have been very far across the pitch, which has slowed down the play. They go for another shot, but Joyo keeps it out. That could be enough.
The 2 goals Furia got were on open nets. They are not going to find another one. 30 seconds. Rise takes over the play. He's got plenty of boost. Will he make it 5-2? Pulls Card into action. Gets the ball popped up as well. This is a good opportunity for Furia on the transition. But it's just not happening at the moment. Moist playing giveaway. And Furia looking like they're going to have to figure it out later on. An own goal to finish us off. Rise, Patrick Hero.
It's so hard to defend these guys whenever they make the touches out of nowhere. Like, it seems they will not be able to get it to good touch. Maybe something very random, but not a good touch. But everything seems to go their way. They find each other very well in transition, and then they're able to shoot on net, on target. So it's looking very good. It's looking pretty good for Moist right now.
That goes down to the creativity, especially from a freestyle player like Joyo. Very quick to rotate, very quick to adapt, and very quick to take game one.
There are just some teams that have that it factor. Team Queso took to the stadium over in LA and they performed admirably against the crowd. They still got themselves to that grand finals. It's an intangible that you never know you have until you find out that you have it. And Moist have been proving to be exactly that.
They're a team that won't ever give up when they're looking down and out. When in that winter major, a dream run, multiple game sevens against the best teams in the world. And every single time, they manage to get past the adversity. And now, from that, they're the favorites here. And that's only giving them more confidence. It feels it only boosts them.
Well, yeah, definitely. They need to feel very good about this start. It's a 5-2. They did whatever they wanted. They had only one issue. It was a bad defense at the beginning. They were able to correct that. Even though Furia kept attacking, they were able to, shut them down completely. Now, let's see if Furia is able, to make something out of it, because just shooting to the net would not be enough to score on Moist.
And they did that mid-game. They made the adaptation mid-game. They showed their veterancy here in the middle of that game. On the other side, we're going to have to see maybe Yan step up. He hasn't had that top 3 in the world level performance. Everybody talking about Yan. After they won the Gamers 8 LAN, he's meant to be that man. He hasn't shown that just yet.
1-0 to Moist. They go to the Aquadome, where theoretically they should have a home field advantage. So let's find out. Furia need to bite back. Need to prove why South America is now on the map as true World Championship contenders. Managed to get through the club yesterday, an emotional match between the 2 South American squads. Gonna knock them out, you might as well go the whole way. Rise, wait for the block. Ran out of boost to keep it going.
He's creating so much chaos there in front of the net too. Even if you make that save, it is very likely there'll be a Moist player following up.
I gotta say, we were asking for Yanks. I think he is attacking a little bit more now. Card, who has been very good in offense, was able to get that out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting the upper 90, just like that.
I can tell you who else didn't expect it. Joyo, look at the effort he made. He knew it. It was past him.
Vatira running away from that to the defensive MVP of the last major. Still, confusion coming out from Moist. Furia getting in the lead, and we haven't really seen that yet. This could be the confidence they needed.
This is confidence as well, not only to Furia, but towards other teams, BDS will be looking at this and loving the mistakes that they have seen. Also loving the fact that Furia haven't really put it together just yet. They haven't managed true outplays. Most of their goals coming off moist misplays. Although Rise, good pass. Unfortunately, it was the invisible man. There's Joyo just sticking around. Good block. Yan called into action. Can't afford to get hit by Joyo, who is chasing after him. Gaio pops the ball up high. Vatira keeps the pressure on.
The pressure indeed in the midfield. Another pass for no one. That's the only thing right now for Moy that I would like to have someone else over there to get those passes. But other than that, I mean, the pressure they're putting on the midfield, how they are, you know, just blocking, intercepting every single pass from Furia, it's been just a thing of beauty.
Oh, off the crossbar. They'll be able to follow up. Furia know that they've got the lead. They're currently settling on it.
This is the first match as well for Moist on this stage in front of so many people. And it is going to take them some time to settle in, but how long will it be? We've seen how good their attack remains. Despite all of that, another one off the crossbar. Vatira coming in. Just gets the touch away, but Furia have gone on the counter-attack. Yan is looking for the opening. But Joyo makes it alive.
Too much space on that one. I was thinking that Furia was just letting them, you know, have a lot of space, and you don't want that, especially against a team that is so good at freestyle. They need to be able to counter-attack, just be in their faces a little bit more, because otherwise, you know, as you let them fly, you're in their territory.
Oh, Rise now gets hit. Yan was on the rotation back out. I do agree with what you're saying, Marco. It does seem like Furia are happy just to invite on the individual plays, but now it has worked. Kyle arrives on the rotation at the wrong time. Oh, just slips away from him. Good challenge. Vatira to the corner. Rise back into the midfield. It's up to Card. Good transition. That's going to be off the backboard once again. First one to it is Vatira. Moist starting to prioritize the defensive rotation just a little bit more, but we are scrambling from one side of the field to the other. It is now up to who makes that first major mistake. The pace being up. And Moist back down just temporarily. Right back into it. Joyo off the backboard. To Rise to keep the play on.
Hard trying to get the... Yeah, he makes it clear. Joyo, not quite with the control he wanted to. Still able to defend the backboard. Gaio. And again, a little bit too far away from that play, but Yang able to recover. Tira going to the midfield. Gaio waiting for it, but not good enough. The ball is still on the side, on the attacking side, where the Moist guys in Moist. Now,